And roll them. Market vitals, the levels you need to triage the market. We got a filthy show for you tonight, Matt. I'm live on the Tonight Show. Matt, we want to talk Tonight Show because the world just needs content, just like Johnny Carson. He used to make that joke often. You know, he'd be interviewing a guest and he's like, well, what do you want to, he's like, I'll talk about anything. I got an hour and a half to fill. Like I'm just filling time here. Then I got to go play golf and or go to dinner. He was a big tennis player.
Got to run some commercials.
Right. I'm just filling time. Matt, the world media is just filling time now. Let me share because this one here, yeah, I got it. We're being monitored by G. Look at the smile.
Now you want me to look all upset? Well, I mean, look at the crisis actors look legit too.
She's at the coal mine in Germany. Germany now 31% of their energy now coming from coal because they're green. They're green. They're green with something. I'm not sure what. But I wanted to use that as a little intro. To this little one. Hold on, now I'm going to bring it in here and I mean, the scale, it's mind-boggling, the scale of mining. Mm-hmm. And when I saw this picture, it really gives you an idea. Mm-hmm. I mean, that truck, you could fit 50 of those, you could
looks like half the builders around this town, they drive around without anything covering it too.
In fact, I think that truck was parked in town, taking up 4 spots.
No, it was taking up 1, but
it's amazing.
Yet they're worried about the 2 hour and 10-minute parking meter violation versus
of
that.
Course. I saw a cop pulled over this, fine looking older gentleman yesterday, and it's right at Revere and the highway where the encampments have now popped back up. Like if I get pulled over for a soft right on red, rolling stop.
Where else they are? Because I had a procedure on our day off on Monday. I was over at the surgery center, and where else they're parked? Over there on Mary Rose off of 27th. There's a whole row of Okies over there now. I got to call my buddy because his office is right there, like amongst the 17 senior living facilities.
Right.
And then there's the ENT, the eye doctor, they're all right there. And there's 20 Okie or, meth cooking labs parked right there now. Okay.
All right, man. Let's talk mining.
But there's no economy like Joe Biden's economy.
Please.
Never been such an economy.
Please. Matt, mining, Caterpillar, and I would imagine that giant truck is a cat.
Yeah, probably.
But let's look at some price discovery because that chart has been on fire.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna truly stick to this, if the WEFers get their way and we have to harvest this much rare earth elements, I mean, you're going to need a lot of cats.
Right. The WEFers are not going to get their way. That's another reason why you need to be shorting Caterpillar and John Deere. But the rallies do continue. Look at this thing. I mean, since the front of the year, 260 was hit today. Just like everything, everything gapped up again. But pull back a little bit. Remember, this thing's been running since 2.25. I mean, since and then before that, 159 there in September. What a run, Bobby. 160 to 260 in 3 months. October, November, yep, a little over 3. Just crushing them. No pun intended there with the pressures.
And that is I'll fractal out a little bit. Let's go out long term here.
This is
long term great business when
this is an all-time screaming.
All-time. Wow. Oh wow. I did not realize that.
132 billion. But guess what? Guess what's still bigger than it? Tesla. I mean, The hilarity as Tesla hit 138 today, again, squeezing everybody that got short down there at 100 because at 100,
since you got it up,
they didn't want to get short at 400, 300, 200, but they want to get short at 100. So you knew it
All
was
right,
going
so I see the few of the two spots that I know that you're going to be interested in.
Yeah.
The top of that shelf and then the top of the value range, correct?
Yeah, get it back to 200, 220. I'll sell it again.
Right on, right on. All right. Any mining stocks out there? We haven't looked at a mining stock in forever, but
Who cares? Gold's on the way down, so now's not the time to be mining.
come on, give me one. Give me Rio. Blame it on Rio, Matt. Blame it on Rio. What a great movie that was.
Through the moon. Through the moon. These stocks are trading like tech stocks right now.
Well, the amazing thing is
And it's right back up to the top of the value here near 80, trading at 76. Green again today. Again, yeah. This is.
That's a big.
This is the Klaus Schwab portfolio of Caterpillar, Deere, Rio, etc. has done well.
And the top of that profile is what is that?
80 right here,
80.
79, and we hit 78.10. Start selling, dudes. Start selling.
All right, man. Let me share another thing here and it's going to be your du jour. Hold on a second here. I'll just share it and we'll move from there. Again, it's unbelievable the size of these trucks.
Yeah.
You know what I couldn't believe here too is they get a half a mile per gallon. I can't even believe they get a half a mile.
And how much gas do they use to fucking pull that shit out?
Well, that's what the guy's saying here.
Like the ridiculousness of this is just.
All right, Matt. My likes have been solid. I got to share this one just for a second here. Wall Street Silver sharing why women live longer than men.
Exactly.
Look at this. I mean, I got $1 trillion that you couldn't do the first leg of this.
Oh, I wouldn't even try it. I would land nuts first on the first bar.
This is our sporting.
I would land right here. It would hit me right in the nuts, and I'd fall over and hit my head on the second concrete.
With money and against money, these are the things that we want to talk about.
I'm short myself. I'm so short myself on that one. So short.
I keep hitting stop share when I don't want to stop sharing. I want to go to another. All right, here it is. Here it is. Son of a bitch. Lee, get in the production booth and figure this out because I'm not good. I am no good at this. All right, share. There we go. Matt, we talked housing yesterday. We didn't talk housing. We talked real estate and we talked commercial real estate. But this from Nick Gurley. Scary. KB Homes, a large home builder, just reported a 68% cancel rate for the fourth quarter. That means there's a lot of houses that you're going to be able to wheel and deal on. Last year, only 13%. Matt, when you look at that, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, it almost looks like to me the chart of unvaccinated COVID cases. I mean, all of a sudden it's just through the roof.
Right.
Those two charts can be, but anyway, thoughts on that is just staggering. That is staggering. And how does KB Homes, how does something like that survive if this goes on for another quarter or two? Like all of a sudden they're a cash flow business, right? I don't know, it's a little bit longer than other businesses, but that is just staggering to me. I don't know where you want to go from it or with it, but we can let's look at KB. It's up today. They love it. They love the fact that they can't sell a house, and they love the fact that they can reduce prices, reduce their profit margins. And costs have been through the roof. So again, you got this market figured out, you let me know. But it has been running. It continues to run, not hard. 25 up here to 36 today, 36.50. High was put in, there in 21, 52.40. So, top of the profile here, 42. I don't know, Bob. Again, I don't understand. I'm not heavily short real estate. I don't think this is anything like what we saw, except for the prices. The prices are way, way through the roof, more than they were in 2006, 7, 8, 9. But that was finance related. Now nobody can afford a mortgage, and yet prices are going higher. So cash buyers only.
are buying in this market, only cash buyers. Nobody's getting financing because Microsoft, by the way, just laid off another 10,000. It was well telegraphed. We knew it was coming. We were talking about it. And again, I'm surprised this isn't green today, but it had been green. So we're down only $3, only 1%. But really nothing new here, except, again, old highs are not being taken out. And we're at the top of a profile on a longer term chart that still, to me, looks like it wants, COVID low, don't forget, on all these things. We're not even close to getting there. Maybe we don't get there for another 5 years. I don't know, Bob. Again, this stuff.
Well, I know. I mean, that chart is perfect. It's a perfect risk reward right now to play the dark side. You just don't want to spend much time out of that value range.
Yeah, anything, again, I would use the old high, the last high, 265 is your backstop. So, something along those lines. Where's Michael? Is Michael Saylor tweeting today all about how great Bitcoin is? Because he's lost, 7% today. Again, you want to chase stocks like this in a market like this, based all on Bitcoin, might as well just trade the Bitcoin, right?
Absolutely.
Again, I don't understand.
That is
I don't understand. This thing has so much shit still to overcome. We're hitting new lows here in the day. I told you we go to 39.60. We're almost to the target on the SPOO, so keep that in mind. We've been, we're only, we're almost off 1.75% here. New lows just hit as we speak, but MicroStrategy, again, why do you want to buy this thing? What is it about it that's whatever? But again, 131 to 242. I mean, in a week, 2 weeks, $110, 80% move, Bob. No wonder Michael Saylor was tweeting. Right when they start tweeting, though, we're done. So just be careful out there. Better have your stops.
Keep the tweets refresh button available.
Bitcoin to 10 million, Bob. Bitcoin to 10 million.
Matt, don't be a hater. Matt, what else?
If you're pro Bitcoin, you're pro CDBC, you're pro
Schwab. You are so wrong on that you couldn't be more wrong.
Okay. Well,
you couldn't be more wrong.
You couldn't be more wrong when it's trading 3,000 again.
Okay. I won't, that's fine. It's a story for another day. You couldn't be more wrong. Anyway, Matt, I just got a.
It's never going to be the currency. It's never going to be the currency of the world. I'm not wrong about that.
No. Okay.
Until it is, then I'll admit it.
Matt, I got a feeling you don't think that this pullback has got any long-lasting legs to it. That's what you said on the pregame. On the way in.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I said this market could pull back 10 to 20%. That's.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. Well, that's a giant fucking pullback. That's a complete.
But I didn't. Well, but but I also said this at the end of the year. It's got to happen by March, otherwise all bets are off. So you got 2.5 months left. All the earnings have been good so far.
Again, amazingly, we have had no bad news other than inflation numbers, but employment numbers have still been okay. All you read is headlines about people laying people off, but that hasn't shown up anywhere in an employment model.
Right.
Because let's face it, there's still so much need for employees across the board.
And here was today. They tried again this morning. Bad, good PPI, bad retail numbers. Retail was off 1.1%, which is significant. I would think all retail is getting killed today, but it's really not. So again, we ticked up here to where did we get 33.50. Yesterday we got up to 36 or so. And this is heavy. I mean, again, this is a 2-week chart. We put in a lot of time the last 3 or 4 days over the holiday weekend. And this is a short week. They tend to be fairly bullish. Next week, we're back full guard and, a lot of earnings coming up. We're just entering back into, kind of the top of that value zone. They're going to need to close this over 39, 80 today. If they stay under this level right here, which is 67, which we're under right now, this looks like it's pointing to 39.10. So again, the levels today, 39.90, that went, 39.60 was next, we're there. And then 39.15 or so, 20, that is the next level. And the big area still going back about a month is way back here at 38.75. So we had two big moves that basically got us right to where we are. So this high right here is right where we are. That's again that key number, 39.75, 39.90. Those are key levels, Bob. So we'll see. And by the way, we did tick the golden ratio right on the button. Right on the button. So happy to hear that you bought some puts on that this morning and benefited from that. Well done, sir. I congratulate you.
Even a broken clock, man, twice a day, available for correctness.
Right.
All right. That's I have a nagging thought here, Matt, that
there's no other FTXs out there, by the way. Once you got rid of SBK, everything's good. SBF.
Well, the DOJ had a big thing on a crypto exchange that they took down. Right. And it was an exchange out of Russia with like 3 people in it, and they skimmed $6. but it was worth a major announcement on world crypto operations.
By the way, natural gas hitting new lows here. Natural gas hitting new lows.
Nobody, you know what? It's sneaky here, this cold front too. And Heinrich he actually has said it that it's not panning out, so to speak. The deep freeze is not showing up yet. Although if you look at the 14-day, and for me, I look back at Chicago or Detroit or places like that, and it's
they're getting pounded. They got a storm. They got a huge storm coming in right now for the weekend. So huge winter, a lot of snow coming in right now, but that doesn't matter anymore. I mean, price is in control. This is Bitcoin, by the way. I just wanted to show the chart. New low over the last 4 or 5 days here, 20,300 didn't go. Again, this Friday night move is right where we are. So we're right back to where we were Friday night, and we've gotten and then we had Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We had 4 days to trap them all even higher. They're all the retail is getting back into Bitcoin all at the same time. And
that profile is just brutal.
It's not pretty. But I would say your upside potential, if you're still long, is 25. I don't see it getting much more than 25,000. So we did take out the FTX high. So everybody that was short after FTX got squeezed out, and now they've all been run out. So now
there's something that I like looking at there.
Now we can
floors become ceilings become floors. So the top of that profile is at where?
Here?
Yeah. What is that?
19,000.
19,000. All right. All right, Matt. What else? Bring up Maddie.
I will. And then if you pull way back, you'll see again, this 25 is the real kind of that was this low and that was this high. So, if we got over that, then we can get to 30 again.
And by the way, when you look at it like that, now that profile is fairly efficiently distributed there, especially on this low end, right? So 16,000 to 25,000. And here's what's happened in crypto too. There's no reason why it cannot stay in this range for another 6 months. I mean, it generally can have and has had 18 months sideways.
It's been in here since June already.
Right.
It's not new pricing.
So June to June. I mean, I would not be surprised to see that actually. It just
and we had the SBF wipeout.
How about his tweet? Somebody said his lawyers told him just to shut up, and he immediately tweeted the FTX US balance sheet and how he says it's solvent because they missed whatever. They miscounted.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever.
Sure.
You know what, Matt? I saw interesting.
The bonds are up too. The bonds still think that interest rates are going lower, so we got that going. That's why
the bonds too, Matt. If you look at that from the past 6 months, I think you've shared again, because I had a profile on the bonds where I'm like, I don't see why this thing can't go to 138 and just still be in the distribution.
Oh, yeah, on the ZB.
Yeah, do the ZB and do the do like a 144.
let me start here. I want to start with interest rates. The 10-year is at 3.40 right now, which is a new low today. Again, as bonds make new highs, these rates continue to go lower. This 3.50 was an old high that we pulled back from. To me, again, is this thing move? Are we going to 255 here? I don't know. I mean, we're just getting back to the top of the profile, which is about 290. Maybe, maybe I could see how we could get to the top here. That'd be a huge sell-off, 430, and then we shoot back to 5 or so. I mean,
well, the thing that we shared probably last year on the interest rate cycle from the late 60s to the mid 80s for sure wasn't a straight line,
right,
on rates and or inflation, neither one. So buckle up, because these are going to be great trading markets going forward. That's all there is to it.
Here's the ZB on a longer term chart. And again, it's battling this downtrend line that's been here for a while, and it's above it right now. So, but again, the point of control, or this is a long-term chart. 143 is the bottom of value. So again, this thing got way overcooked.
All right, do me a favor, type in 144 for the time on that, 144 minute. Another fibby on a minute basis, because this is the one I was looking at.
Well, this is a key. Again, if they're going to go higher, they're going to have to take out the old high here at 132.5, and they got close to it. They're close to it now.
And then that point of control is what, 138?
Yeah, 138.5, let's call it. But the top of it's 144, which is the number I just said. So
right on, exactly. Just wanted to point that out. Again, when you look at a profile like that, it's fairly well distributed. Like, so, Stoudemire would say, I really don't have a strong opinion here, other than it could go anywhere in this value range and it not be it's not even out of the realm of, forget of possibilities. It's like we've traded all these prices before. So
right,
to think that it can't happen is to be naive. Especially as far and as hard as those things moved, the retracements can be.
Listen, I wouldn't trade these, right now where the price is. I wouldn't make a big bet beyond a day here. So that's just me.
Bingo. Actually, I like that idea, because the trading ranges are fat, and there's trade available.
Well, look where we were yesterday, 129. This is 4 handles, the 29, 31, 2. We've traded 4 different handles here. There goes 11.5 on the NASDAQ.
I have a sneaky little suspicion that we're closer to that 10 or 20% pullback after today's action than not.
Again, the first step is taking out yesterday's lows. We've already done that in the SPOOs. We've already done it. That's like the first time we've done it in almost 2 weeks. So it's probably not a good time to, BTFD, but who knows? In this market, anything can happen. And again, short week. And the SPOO's 39.59 now. Again, if we get below this much more, it's a trend day right now. We could take out week lows, which is the next thing, right? 2-day, 5-day. That's kind of how I look at things. So we already took out yesterday's, which was way up here at 39.97 or so. We're at the Friday lows right now, 39.61. And just below that was Thursday lows at 39.54. And then you get into, the week low, which is now 39.34, right? But the big area still for me is 39.10 if we close below 39.60. If we close, it's all in the close.
Bingo.
And again,
say that again, Matt.
And again, look at this.
It's all in the close. The close is the only thing that matters.
Yeah, but look at this. We're back into balance. So again, if you're feverently bullish from 3,800 and you sold some at 40.30, this is probably a time to maybe start buying some again. But you're going to have to buy all the way down. That's the thing. Like, these ranges are not tiny. 38.64. So there's no easy multi-day trade here unless you were selling. I was selling up to 40.60 this morning. We got up to 40.33, and a half. So we didn't get to where I thought we could go, but that's why you have to put some on, right? And again, and that was the 61.8. We talked about all these levels. Like, these levels were key. These were crucial And, again, with earnings coming out, we've got a full week finally next week. We're done. Volume hopefully is picking up. Nothing's getting better in Ukraine. Matter of fact, we're throwing more ammo and tanks and their way, and they're just getting crushed. Why are we depleting everything that we make? Why are we giving it to them and just letting them smoke
There's
it
good
out?
money in arms sales, man. Let's not forget that little piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, but we're paying. You and I are paying for it. It's absolutely idiotic.
Unfortunately, nobody understands that, apparently.
Good Lord.
All right. By the way, Matt, next week I will not be here and I will not be available. And by the way, next week is also I saw they call it the Fed goes dark, like there's no Fed governors or nothing for like 7 or 8 trading days. Very unusual.
Well, and then
As the Fed likes to talk.
Well, and timely today that Chairman Powell got tested with a PCR test that doesn't work, and you really should have brought that one in for this segment because I sent it to you this morning.
I did see that. In fact, Matt, I thought you said Sharon Powell. You said Chairman Powell.
I said Chairman.
Sharon Powell, is that his wife, daughter?
Yeah. So Chairman Powell, everybody, he's got COVID again. So the world's on tilt. That's why the market's selling off. That's what Kramer's going to tell us today.
Kramer said,
get your fucking vaccination.
Kramer said the bottom was in.
No, he said, yeah, he did say that just yesterday.
Yeah,
so he was
did.
right on once again. The guy's unbelievable. He's
so
the ultimate retail trader. Is the ultimate retail trader.
We used to say on the floor, Matt, it's much.
And I think he tried, and I think he's actually trying. That's the crazy thing.
We used to say it's much easier to fade somebody that sucks than to try to follow somebody that's good.
Yeah,
it's much easier anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know, Bob. Again, we're in balance. I mean, look at this. It's a really pretty chart on the long term right now on the SPOOs. Look at that thing. Came right up to the top, the 61.8. We talked about it in the room. This is not the time to be chasing. We said this is the time to be selling, and that's paid off. Take your profits, please. Take your profits.
Some anyway. Some.
Well, take them.
Some.
Take them off, and again, we're right back to where we've just been chopping around. There's no reason we can't go back up to 40, 60. That being said, there's no reason, Bob.
Well, I have a few, but I'll keep them to myself. All right, that's it. That's it. Oh, you know what I wanted to do, man? Let me bring this in. I had, Matt, I have fun with doing some animations. Matt, this recent archive from the moon, one of the lunar landings, and they asked the astronaut what he missed most about Earth, and you can see what he misses. He misses those Cajun shrimp. That's the first thing that popped into his mind. A nice barbecue grill with Cajun shrimp.
Yeah.
And I just had to bring that in. You can get this Cajun shrimp mojo that we always talk about. Every day we talk about it at Amazon.com. Just search shrimp mojo, get the Manja TV shrimp mojo, and be like an astronaut. Actually, don't be like an astronaut. Have a barbecue, for God's sakes, and do yourself a favor and cook someone a meal. That's it from the Tonight Show stage. HFR from the floor, mistrade, canceled. Join us at marketvitalsIO. Please retweet. No likes wanted. Only retweets wanted. Wow, Matt, this is getting physical here. They are really pounding these things. It's time to for sure cover some shorts if you were short. It's a little bit overdone here for my standard deviation modeling. So you don't have to take them all off if you're short, but for God's sakes, you got to ring the register here on this.
Well, we're at the week lows.
An 80-point move now in the past hour and a half.
Not quite. It was 7:15, 7:20 before this thing fell over. So it's been 3 hours, but yeah, that's even longer. And let me show you this chart because I think this is good for the short-term peeps to see what we're looking at. Like the bottom's falling out. I don't want to get long here, but if I'm short, I want to take them off. I definitely do. That's just me. At least 70 to 90% of them, because you can always put them back on. You can always put them back on, but you can't always book a good profit. Like you just had here. And we're now taking out 3 days of lows. And the more time we spend, the more difficult it seems to be getting here for Jim Cramer, again, pumping the table yesterday.
All right. That's it. That's all she wrote. HFR.
On the floor.
Acronym. That's how I go up. That's it, Matt. Thank you. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Warren. We had a little drop in from Warren today. He
Yeah.
didn't stay, didn't ask any questions, but thank you, Warren, for showing up.
Mhm.
And we'll be back tomorrow for another summit, Market Vitals. Book it. Thank you, Matt.
Okay, Dana.